Okay, so after you have all the hardware in, you want to go ahead and see if your hardware works. If you have it installed correctly in, what you do is turn it on to see if you will see at least a post on your screen. When you get to this point, you can pretty much be sure that your hardware is installed properly. With the partial screen here, you can see at least it detected the hard drive, the CD-ROM, and also the memory, the RAM. And you can also see that some of the controller devices that have also been detected. So what you want to do is after you um, see that the hardware is working, you want to go into the BIOS and check all your other settings before you proceed to install your operating system. So what you would do now is reboot the system again and enter into BIOS. Okay, and so this is how you change some of your system clock and everything, and check for your boot priority and everything to boot up from CD in order to install your operating system. Um, in case some of you that don't know how to enter the BIOS, usually when the computer boots up, there's a screen that tells you to either press F1, F2, delete, or maybe a combination of keys in order to enter the BIOS. This one didn't show up. I guess some board doesn't. Most of the time, most of the board computers I have, they do have it. So if you're not sure, check with the manual, and you can look that up. In this case, for me, is delete. As you can see, the time is set properly. Um, I think I already set this up with prior to doing this setup. So you can look in here and you can see that you can look at the bottom of the screen where it's highlighted in cyan. It tells you how to navigate, the different keys to navigate. And here's the hard drive. What let go in auto. You can see it detected my hard drive capacity and everything. So I think if I check the secondary master, which is where I install it, you can see the CD-ROM as well. So we know all that part is good. There's some other feature that you need to set up too, like the language and everything, but for the most part, the default is usually good enough. You, with the initial installation, when you first get the board and it's new, you pretty much have to set up the time and the date, and maybe whether it's auto detect or you can manually set it up. You know your hard drive capacity. Most people would probably set it to auto. And then you can also check other menus and show you some. You can set up CPU speed and stuff with this here, or you can do it with the hardware also. And then there's other stuff that you can set as well. If you don't know it, just leave it default until you need to. There's also other stuff where you can set the turn on and off the USB and all that stuff. Each BIOS version or um, by each company is different. So, but basically, they work the same way. And another important thing you need to check here is the boot sequence. We want to make sure we boot from CD-ROM first, because that's where we're gonna use that's what we're gonna use to install our OS, which is our operating system. So with this, I will set the CD to be the first boot device. A um, if you have a thumb driver, then you can set that up for that too. So I set up my hard drive second, and then so on. So here's the removal device, which I have disabled because I'm not going to use it for the boot. I just care about the CD-ROM at this point. So with all that, after you make your changes, make sure you select to save it, because if you don't save it, it'll go back to default and it's not going to work. So with this said, we're going to exit with the save, and after the computer boot, we will put in the operating system. For this one, I would use Windows XP Professional to demonstrate the installation of your OS. In fact, you can put the CD in right now. So after that's in, I will save and restart the computer. So as you can see, it says to press enter to boot from CD. So each operating system installs differently. You don't really need to worry about it, you just follow the screen instructions. So with XP, this is how it goes. So here's the very first screen that we have, and these are the options you can choose. So if you just want to repair it, you can use the other option. But since we have nothing in the hard drive right now, we're going to choose the very first option to install. And if you can see the very first bullet says to set up Windows XP, just press enter. Basically at this point, you just follow the screen instruction what you want to do. But I just want to go through one just in case a lot of people might be worried about some of the other options. And so with this one here, they're asking you to agree with the license agreement. And if you look in the bottom of the screen with the white strip, it says F1 to agree. And whether if you don't agree, you just press escape. So if you want to install it, I guess you have to agree. So with this one here, they will ask you to select the partition, which is the hard drive that you wanted to install it in. I think there was something in there before, so it's not exactly clear. If you're not sure, you can also delete it, and you can look at the bottom of the strip on the bottom will tell you different instruction. Let's say, for example, if I want to delete, you can just install it, press enter and install, but let me show you how to delete it. Since you have nothing in your hard drive, you don't need to be scared of it. So it's asking me to confirm to do the delete, to press enter. So I'm going to press enter. So after it's, well, it's still asking me to confirm one more time to delete, which is press L. So here you go, I have one partition left, so I want to proceed with the installation. I will press enter. And with this one here, they want to ask you if you want to install it in NTFS or FAT. Most newer system uses NTFS. It's just a different file system. You can use both. I think the NTFS is more secure. I think that's what it stands for. I can't remember exactly what it is. You can probably look that up. For this demonstration purposes, I'm just going to go with the quick one. Otherwise, it's going to take too long. So right now, they're going to quickly format the hard drive. At this point, it might take longer for some of you because you have a larger hard drive. This one is only about 10 gigabytes, so it's a lot quicker. Now it's beginning to copy some of the files required from the CD-ROM to the hard drive, so it can proceed with the installation. Okay, finally it's almost done. After this part here, they're probably going to go into the graphical part of the installation where you can see graphics. Yeah, you can wait, or you can just press any key to enter to reboot it. So at this point here, you don't want to press the key again because you want it to boot from the hard drive now. As you can see, the graphic is loading. And then on the left, you can see the different stages of the installation. It'll also give you an estimate of how long it would take based on the speed of your computer and everything. Some newer computer would install a lot faster. Okay, once you're here, you can customize the different type of language, I believe, and maybe the type of currency or the format of the date that you want to use if you're from a different region or whatever. But for me, I'm gonna keep it with the default, which is usually English and the USA. So let me go back there, and you can just basically press next. Okay, at this point right here, you can start entering the name of the name of your company organization. I'm just gonna type. You can leave the other part off. Okay, with this one here, you want to enter the product key. Your product key, you can usually get it with the package that you have when you buy the operating system. I think some of them may even be written on the CD or DVD, but and then for those who have that had bought a computer that came with it, you can also look at the system unit case, because there's a product key sticker that is to authenticate your copy of your operating system, and it can be found on somewhere on the system unit case. If you look to the right, that's one example. You can see the X's of where all the numbers are. Yours will have a number instead of X's. So I would be, let me get the product key number and enter it in. And now it comes to the computer name. You can leave it default like this, or you can change it any name you want, basically. So, and then at the same time, you can enter the admin password, or so that you can use it to block others from doing anything that will damage your system. But for me right now, I'm just gonna leave it empty. You can type something in. I'm just gonna leave it empty. So you'll be typing your password here, and then confirm it here. Then you press next. And with this here, you can check the region and the time that your computer is set to. So if everything's correct, you can just press next. If not, you can always change it later once the installation is done as well. So finally, the installation is almost done. It's going to do a reboot, and it'll probably try to detect all your hardware, and perhaps configure anything that needs to be configured. Okay, don't press any key. Just let it boot. You can install other operating system exactly the same way. You just follow the screen instruction and you should be fine. I'm just using Windows XP to demonstrate because that's what I have. And this is the old system that I'm installing it on. And then they'll tell you that they'll automatically configure your screen so you'll see it better. As you can see, the cursor and everything is a little big. And confirm that it's good to read. Okay, ignore that pop-up there. It's just trying to tell me what screen size my monitor is and which one is best for it. After the installation, I probably configure to that size so that it won't that menu won't pop up anymore. That menu comes from the monitor. So if you want also, I think this one is oh, this is setup. Just click next. Okay, what it wanted you to do is enter a name, username that you can use. You can type in up to 5 users, if not more. You can always add. Right now, I'm just gonna do one. You can enter any name you want, and I'm just gonna do one at this time. So click finish to finish it off. Okay, so finally the installation is almost done. You just need to configure a little bit so that it will appear comfortable for you. I think you can also take a tour if you're not familiar with the Windows XP, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people is not using this and probably not interested in this, so I'm just going to exit and close this. This one is just a message from the operating system, so no big deal with that. And I can also arrange the icon. I'll arrange it so nicely lined up. Since this installation took a while, I'm going to take a break here and show you how to customize and make the operating system feel comfortable for you in the next video.